just finished reviewing your plan. Remember the hyphen. You've re-seen it. And why we want you to re-visualize it is because when you visualize stuff, it creates a physiological response to stuff. If I tell you to, start to visualize your favorite meal or your favorite movie or your favorite training event or your favorite fight, it'll start to change your state, right? You'll start, oh, I saw this fight once or this movie, and you start to get animated about it. So re-seeing stuff is huge. You're not just looking at a piece of paper going, okay, when he does this, I will do that, and then I will submit him, and then I will win the world title. It's got to be a little bit more passionate than that. So once you've done all that, and you're at that final stage, which we call the decision stage, and in coaching, a lot of people say, you just got to do this, throw more jabs. No, you got to move your head more. And so we tie this in, and you'll see it on the chart. It's great because before you actually can make a decision, there's another step that interferes with the athlete, and that is the past and present fears. Last time I did this, this happened, right? And then the other future is, what if it doesn't work? What if this happens? So here I am about to, nail the guy with something, about to move in, and there's a nano moment where I go, oh shit, is your foot in the right place? Because last time, because the coach will come out to you after and go, oh, your arm, you need to move your arm an inch over this way. Don't do that again because you'll get choked out every time. Well, that creates an indelible imprint in the athlete's mind. So we've got to be very careful about, telling people why they did something, why they lost. Dennis Waitley, famous motivational speaker, said never motivate through a negative. And there's legendary stories, about I should learn the game and the World Series game and the athletes involved, because I quote this all the time, but there's this legendary story in one of his books on winning, where a guy comes out and it's like 9th inning and they're up by 2 and the bases are loaded and all this shit, and the guy comes out, the manager comes out, he says, are you good, how's your arm? And the pitcher says, I'm good. And he says, I want you to strike this guy out, this is your game, you got another pitch in you. And he says, yeah, I can do this. And he says, you got it, smacks his ass or whatever they do, and turns and takes a step and turns back and says, whatever you do, don't throw this guy, high and outside, right? And he goes, duh, of course, right? What does he do? Because that's all he's thinking. And for those of you who golf, and probably a bunch of you don't, but as soon as you get up on the tee and you look at the water and your brain goes, oh, don't hit it in the water. Where does the ball magically go? Almost all the time for a mediocre golfer, right into the water. So never motivate yourself through a negative. And so this is a huge thing. At that last decision step, we think as the athlete or the coach, we just say, just do this, and we think people are just these automaton robots. We're not, we're humans. And if we don't integrate all of this fear and fear management and understand that at the moment of decision where we're about to pull the trigger on something, there's a part of our past and there's a hope for the future that's colliding right now, and we got to be like that Zen samurai. That life and death meant nothing, it was just the action right there. And when act and actor become one, and there's no interference from past and future, that's when you see awesome technique.